Hello again, Internet. This is Garrig, and today I'm going to be talking about layered linen armor. I'd also like to talk about a few other things, most notably that in a lot of my weapons testing, you see that I always throw from a defensive position with a shield. I throw a blow as it would be done in combat. As opposed to a lot of other weapons tests that I've seen, it's more like the people are using their weapons like an execution device rather than a weapon, you know? They're throwing these huge wound-up blows that don't really make any application in reality. Like, you wouldn't really fight like that, or maybe once in a blue moon, but, you know, that's really not a standard blow. That's why I always try to do my blows more commonly. It's worth noting that most forms of armor, when you see armor tests, also have that problem. They're testing the weapon as an execution device, as if the person was pinned to a wall, standing there waiting to get hit, as opposed to fighting with somebody while trying to avoid being hit themselves, which is very important. Secondly, all of my tests are done on this Pel here, which is, it's heavy, it's padded, it's partially hanging and partially standing. The whole idea behind it is that it yields and moves like a human being would. It has weight behind it, it has some padding the way that human flesh does, so that it's the closest we can really get to testing something other than actually having a standing human. Now, in that spirit, I'm interested in doing a linen test where we are going to be using a standing human. The blows are going to be of moderate force. They're not going to be complete, you know, I'm going to hack through somebody's head, but they are going to be the types of blows that you would see in combat. You know, you're fighting a person, they're throwing blows, they're hitting you. They're not getting a complete, boom, perfect finish him sort of shot, but it is a real blow. The style of armor we're going to be testing today is layered linen. Now, I actually have a linen tunic that we are going to be talking about and using as our demonstrating medium. Historically, this style of armor was used by a lot of cultures in the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, and the medieval period. In the medieval period, they were called layered linen jacks. In the Bronze Age, we see it with the Mycenaeans, the Egyptians, supposedly the Assyrians also used it, as well as the Phoenicians. The ancient Greeks, however, did not use this style of armor, although they did encounter it occasionally, but it was always as a foreign thing. Linen in period was very expensive, and so you only usually see very wealthy cultures or imperial cultures use it until the Middle Ages, when it becomes easier to make because of some technological and economic changes in the world. Now, there were a lot of people saying that linen armor was done of glued linen. There is, as far as I have seen, no evidence for this. So I'm going to demonstrate layered linen today on a standing human. So we have 2 layers here. And now we have 4. And now we have 8. And now we have 16. Historically, between 10 and 30 were used. Now, padded armor wasn't always layered linen of 10 or more layers. Sometimes it was 2 to 6 layers that were stuffed with wool batting or raw fabric. That does not provide this kind of protection. Please do not try this at home. This can fail if the linen has been dried or heated, or is simply too old, or the weave is wrong, or you simply hit it with more joules worth of force than this can handle. You will go through. But for the most part, this stands up pretty well. So, 16 layers. Here is a standard blade knife tip. Right? And this is a sharp blade. A spearhead, bronze, better than an iron one. Again, I am hitting myself hard enough to bruise underneath. Again. Spear, done in steel. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm getting kind of tenderized. But yeah, look. It goes through, it goes in. These are real weapons I'm using in this test here. Here's a crossbow bolt. The one you've seen before. Sharp steel. Hold on, it has to be flat and tight. Again. And lastly, another narrow, sharp blade. So, layered linen. It also works. There are going to be more tests for this hopefully later on. There are some other tests online. I may leave some links in the description. But yes, layered linen, it's a serious thing. It works, it helps, it's fairly light, it is very expensive. But in history, it could save your life. Thank you very much. Till next time.